Hey everyone, again, this is me. Today I'm going to be showing you how to work with Xplane and all of its settings. So some of you are probably new to Xplane. If you are not and you know this thing, don't waste your time watching this video. Because it won't be my fault at the end. You're like, why is this kid saying this when I already know? Exit the video if you already know how to use it. Now, you have File, Aircraft, Location, Environment, Settings, View, Special, and Plugins on the top of your screen. You'll start to see these gray things, right here. The first thing I want to go over with is the first time I opened Xplane, it was on Windows. And I saw the airport and everything, but it had a big lag. And I forgot to pay attention to the requirements until my computer burnt out because it was so big of a file. Here now I decided to download on Mac, but one thing that kind of puzzled me was, where's the buildings? Where's the airport? So I got really frustrated because I was so excited, and I threw all my parents to trouble like this, trying to get a new computer, get more rendering options, So then one day I was really stupid, and I was just playing around with the settings, because I didn't know what they were. So I went to settings, and then I went to rendering options. I was wondering, what is rendering? Like, seriously, a 9th grader who does not know what rendering is. It's a bit silly. Here, rendering options, ooh la la. Now I saw draw view indicator, draw high under G load, or blah 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 blah, draw tree hugger, extreme, draw the number of roads. I was like, oh my god, this is heaven. So what I did is that if you have a computer like this, a Mac, or a computer that has, at least over, how many gigs, like at least 1,000 gigs, what you want to do is that you want to put everything to extreme. But here's one thing that really delayed, was the water reflection. If you put it to complete, you can basically make it lag for a lot. And if you do shadow detail, what I did was that I do like overlay or static, keep it low. Because if I do it all the way extreme, then I'm gonna burn. I'm gonna use so much, so I don't want to do that. Wall distance high. If you guys get tired of the white screen thing there, the white tab, what you can do is that you can press the run full screen. So I just click on that, and then all of a sudden you'll send a flash, and then it's gone. And then it'll be like this. And then you'll see that. Just put your mouse up, and then the gray tab will pop out, not the white tab. So, alright, File. Let's go to File, see what's in there. What do they got for us? Quick flight setup. What this does is that basically it's like when you open Xplane, it shows this one. But sometimes, no, every single time, if you don't select the option, this will show up before you start your flight simulator. So it's kind of annoying because you want to play already. It's going to already take another 2 minutes to load the setup and then fly, which is going to take another few minutes. So what I do usually, I don't know why this is on again, but you can click this box that says show this window on every startup of Xplane. You can uncheck that, and then you automatically go to a plane you were last flying. Word and advice, if you guys want like a really hard difficulty and you select Stormy, the lighter the aircraft, the most likely it's going to crash on the not this application, but the aircraft itself is going to crash. Like it's going to crash somewhere on the floor because of the storm. So if you have a 747, that's okay. But if you have like a glider or something very lightweight, it's going to crash. So I would recommend to at least start off with the clear weather or something below Stormy, and then you can see what you want to do from there. After that, we got the flight one. We got load situations. Those are like the situations so there's in the aircraft column, you'll see aircraft and situations. Here you'll start seeing formation flying, airfield booms, 747 piggyback. You'll see all those things. Those are the situations. And sometimes you don't have time and your parents say, hey, you gotta fold your underwear. And you're like right about to land a 747 with a piggyback. What you can do is that you can easily go here and then you can save situation. And then it goes directly. Another thing is replay. To get a quick, easy access for a replay, you press Option R to see, what I usually do is after I land, I want to see how smooth I landed and see what I can fix. That you can do. And then right after that, you can save that replay. So, it's pretty good. QuickTime Movie Specs, it's basically right when you press Option R and it says replay, this will automatically disappear and it'll be like an actual movie, so this doesn't block the view, After that, in aircraft tab, you have open aircraft, you have weight and fuel, you have equipment failures. Equipment failures, what I usually do, I don't want the proness right now because, I'm teaching, but at random failures, what you want to do is that you want to put, it'll go automatically, but I believe it'll go at 10 hours. Yeah, 10 hours max. Let me just put 1 just in case. It'll go 10 hours by default, and you can, fiddle around with whatever. You're going to see all your little failure things and always working, and, let me shut off this engine screen. After that, you got AI files your aircraft. So what that does is that sometimes this doesn't work because I don't set it up correctly. But what you would usually do is that you would press enter, and then you'll see flight plan, file flight plan, and then you would enter in your departure code. So mine is KSFO, and then you would go to EBBR, which is Brussels. You would go at, let's say, 30,000 feet. And yeah, file. And then I don't have the logbook, but there's this thing, I believe, that's called flightsim.org or .com, and it's a logbook where you can easily download directly to Xplane, which is pretty cool. And then from there you open up, and then once you have that logbook set, you go to AWI your files, and it automatically does it. So if I press on it, it automatically goes, it starts, So this will start talking, and this will automatically fly without you doing anything. But I'm not going to do it. And I shut off the engine because I don't want to do it now. AWI controls your views. That is just, it controls how their craft and what view you want the system want to see. So sometimes it might change to that, sometimes it might change to that, sometimes it might change to that, to that, to that, to that. So, toggle puff smoke, that's like another thing where if you turn on the engine, you press X. So if I turn this on, press X, you start seeing smoke coming out. That's like another mechanism, realism you want to see. Cycle 3D plan, that's like the trace. Who's flying in 3D flight plan, same thing. Replay mode, I showed you, option R. Select global airport. That is, go here, and then we'll start seeing that. Oh dear, what just happened? Okay, just accidentally pressed on something. Here you'll see local map. What I found really useful for this is that they have the ILS communication ATC codes here. So let's see for this one. For this one, it says it's kind of small, but KSFO 19 left. Let's say it'll show 108.90. It's like the communicator for the radio. Here you can see on the top, you can do textured, and you can really see your destination where you're at, and you see the the top view. Sectional, that's another thing. High en route. Yeah. And if you guys spend a lot of time on the local map, it'll sometimes, have to take a long time to load back where you were. So don't get freaked out if all of a sudden, hey, where's my flight? I was just doing something. This is what I really liked. I didn't realize this until after a few months after I got my Xplane. Here you have the planet, and what you can do is that you'll see sometimes if you try to zoom in, it's gonna mess up your little I don't know what you call that, but cross. If you'll see a cross, and sometimes people like me, I would zoom in, and all of a sudden my cross is somewhere else on the other side, and my mouse is here, and then when I move, and when I try to click with the mouse onto the continent, it would go to like Alaska or something because my arrow's not. So what you want to make sure is that you know where your little tiny white cross is when you're loading. To get out of it, just press exit. Alright, after that, get me lost. That's another thing. So if you're like bored and you don't know where, at random, it will automatically go somewhere. Environment, weather, that's fit around with. Same thing, if you guys put a lot of turbulence to high, you will see this start shaking. And that's not that bad. But if you blast it all the way to all those options, then of course it's going to start flying away. Clear. You can see set random. When controlled, you can set the weather at random. Or you can basically, there's this thing called paint weather patterns. You basically take your mouse, click, and you just start whacking everything. So if I did like a circle, it would show a little bit of weather. But if I went like whackity, 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 whack, it's going to show some activity, right? So if you go whack, 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 and a whackity, whackity, whack, 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 and a whack, and a whackity, whack, then you'll start seeing some big stuff. So if I exit, then it's going to start raining, you know? That's really cool. I really like that. So let's just do whackity, whookity, 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 whackity, whackity, whack. You know, get a good storm there. Alright, after you have that, date and time. On your computer, have your date and time. What you can do is always track real date and time. Click on that, and then that'll automatically check the date of the computer. It'll be at the same time. And also, what you can do is weather. You can grab the real weather from the net, which is pretty cool. So in the beginning, you'll have to download the real weather file in order to do that. So you see it's kind of gray outside, right? Right? It's kind of gray outside, right? I'm going to show you something. This will probably blow your guys' mind, but I'm going to put down my shades. So that's my garden. See that? Outside, it's kind of foggy. And that's really cool, I gotta say. That's some stuff, you know? I like that. So it tracks I don't know, I'm not sure how it gets the information, but it would track the weather from the net. I'm not sure what server it uses to do that. If any of you find out, please comment and tell me, because I would really like to know. So, just curious. Alright. After that, you want to go to settings. You'll start seeing data input and output. That's their range and set your stuff. Net connections. If you are more than one person, sounded wrong. If you're gonna play multiplayer with someone else or fly with somebody else online, you guys have to be on the same port or on the same Wi-Fi. Or if you're not on the same Wi-Fi, you have the same password or key code in order to do that. What you can do is that on your iPad or iPod, you can download this thing called Xmapper. There's a free one and a pro one. The free one I like because what you can do is you can track where your airplane is. So iPhone, iPad, you can see that. That joystick and equipment, when you get your thing, you want to make sure that everything is working and your joystick is connected. Actually, there was a problem with the new plan I got, which is the Jetstream. Let me show you guys. That one actually had a glitch, and that will sometimes mess up your joystick options. So let's just load one here. That actually, when you press on the joystick or you try to turn it or something, it will all of a sudden just delete what happened on your joystick, which I find very annoying. So it's this aircraft. So you guys need to be careful when you're flying this thing, that you pay attention with your joystick, because sometimes you'll be flying and all of a sudden you're like going at a taxi speed, and all of a sudden you want to turn and you can't turn. View, those y'all can see it for yourselves. It's toggle flight aviation flashlight. That's when, if it's the nighttime. It's the nighttime, then you can use the flashlight. Actually, I wanted to show you guys how to change the daytime. So what you can do is that you press Shift L, and then you start going into nighttime. And then see here, you start seeing the little red aviation light. It's pretty cool. Alright, got the view special. That you can see for you guys yourselves. Plugins, those in my next video I'm going to show you guys the plugins that you should download, and it's really cool. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. Thank you for watching my tutorial. Hope this was helpful. Please like me.